Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. I am Roger Wakefield. I hope that y'all are doing good today. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, man, this is something that we do every day, and we do it at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. We do it for a reason. I learned a long time ago that if you'll get up every day and study your niche, your profession, your industry, for 30 minutes to an hour, you can move up to be in the top 5% because you're going to know more about your industry than most other people do. And it's not that you know more about it, it's that there's less out there that you don't know anything about. Since we've started doing this, how much have you learned?
A ton.
Man, this has been crazy.
Like this thing keeps me so current with all the things that are actually coming.
It works.
Like I'd hear about something and it's like, oh, that came out a few months ago. And it's like, dang it.
And people are like,
not anymore.
People are like, wait, what? How did you know that? It's like, well, this is what we do.
That's it.
We talk about it every day. Now, I'm a plumber for 45 years. I've been doing this for a long time. Started a business, grew a business, scaled it, and sold it. Sold it 3 times, but that's a whole nother story. If this is stuff that you'd like to learn, hang around. You're going to have fun. We enjoy the heck out of it.
That's it. Everybody, I am Henry Wakefield, 20-year pipe fitter by trade. Also, Squirt, as you see on the screen. He calls me all sorts of things. Some of them we can't even talk about. But I was a 20-year pipe fitter by trade. My whole family's plumbers, so I got to do a lot of plumbing along the ways too, and got to learn a lot of that. Really great. Loved being on job sites pretty much all my life, from small to big. But now I get to run LeakPro, and we would like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where they build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And if you're a plumber out there and you're not doing in-house leak detection, you're sending it out to somebody else, you end up not hearing back from your customers. That's why I build the tools and equipment that we do. And I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's the business in a box to get started at our website, leak.pro. If you're not familiar with how to do the process, though, give me a call because I offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. And I'll teach you the whole process. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd love to talk about the equipment or the training with you.
And guys, we do this because of what I started doing on YouTube. And I started doing it just over 7 years ago. And I've grown one of the biggest followings in the trades in the world. You can learn how to do YouTube. YouTube is something that will help you grow your business. And in the next few years, if you do it right, it'll be more valuable to you and your business than your website is. Learn to do it right. But a lot of y'all think I can't do YouTube, that YouTube won't work for you. Well, actually, YouTube will work for you. It's just that voice inside your head that's not working for you. So if you want to learn how to do what we do, go to justmattroger.com and check it out. And then come back in and let me know what your thoughts are. If you're already in a trade business, especially here, if you're here in the North Texas area, we're doing a business intensive this Friday. Me and a coach who will be on here later, or should be, Julie Jones. We'll be talking about it later, but she helped me start, grow, and scale that company I told you about. Then she went on to be a coach at one of the best practice groups. Well, now we're doing a business intensive to teach you the things that you need to know to grow your business. And if you want to learn more about that, there's the link. It just popped up, residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch. And hopefully, if you're in the Dallas area, we'll see y'all over there tomorrow. Just go there, get registered, and get your seat. Now we're going to roll into the national news. And freight rail yard expansions add civil and electrical packages. And the reason they're doing that, guys, growth is happening. So let's kick things off with our top story. Today's bid calendars and procurement boards are lighting up with new expansion packages for freight and rail yards. 2 U.S. regions just opened up intermodal terminal boards. Now, if you're a general contractor or you're a trade sub working in civil or MEP scopes, this might be worth checking out, guys. You're going to want to watch for scopes labeled things like yard expansion, track realignment. I would love to work on a railroad for a while. I just think it'd be fun. Intermodal terminal improvements, or maybe gate electrification. Now, these packages typically include electrical duct banks, manholes, medium voltage distribution, LED light, mast lighting, and low voltage systems like CCTV, VMS, and PA systems, and the access controls. Now, civils, don't miss this. because there's grading for additional tracks, stormwater systems upgrades, retaining walls, access roads, gate canopy packages. These are all on the table. And this is a big win for smaller contractors, the rail adjustment or rail adjacent community. Anything that you do that associates with the railroads, it's going to be good. And relocations are coming up. Gas, water, telecom. Guys, that's everybody. That's general contractors. That's MEP partners. Guys, team up, get together, figure out how to work with the others. Now, here's your contractor tip. A lot of these jobs require bonded pre-qualifications and Class 1 railroad safety training. Now, the pre-qualifications can get people kicked out of this.
Big time. Because, like, I've been some work where we were working near railways and actually had things going over and stuff. There's so many hoops you've got to jump through, extra hoops to be able to protect your workers from trains, because it's a whole nother vehicle that you've got to watch out for, especially when you're working on these lines. I've also got to work at the end of the line where it was actually like a rail yard where they'd load it and stuff like that. And man, that's some really cool industrial work that I got to do bid jobs on, where they had tanks and stuff to actually load these cars and things. But some of the platforms were super intensive with all the piping and everything that's actually there, because also was the maintenance shop right there where they would actually work on the locomotives and cars and things like that. So it's really cool to see how it is working near the rails, because it's a whole nother world, lots of things to go on and worry about, just as most industrial things. But it was really cool. It was fun to do, and being at the end of the line is always pretty neat too. I found it really fun.
And look, anytime you take on something new like that, it's like us doing a water park. There were so many, and look, I was with one of the large union contractors.
Yep.
And we took it on. Mm-hmm. The guy who got me the job or told me about the job literally said, "Hey, look, we've talked to a lot of other contractors and they're not even interested."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, this excites me."
Yep. That's it. I love new things.
I'm not afraid to learn something new.
That's it.
So it's not too bad.
That's it.
All right. Did you get that going? Because okay, it is.
Yeah.
I'm just checking and double checking. And then let me get this one going over here. Oh, look at us. See? All right. Website review. CPWR Toolbox Talks Library. So let's move into something every foreman and safety officer should bookmark. CPWR's Toolbox Talks. The library is full of everything. It's 100% free, totally searchable, and loaded with English and Spanish talks that you can print, email, or text directly to crew phones. Looking for heat stress refresher in August, confined space walkthrough, ladder safety reminder, we've been talking about that this week. It's all there. And it's sorted by hazard and trade. It's built after your 12-week rotation. Line those talks up with your upcoming talks. That way you tell them what you're going to be talking about next. But like we always talk about, also pull people off your crew and say, "Hey, let you talk about this." Okay? But here's how to put it into your word. Tag the talk to your look-ahead schedule. If you're going to be doing a shutdown, talk about shutdowns. If you're going to be doing confined space, talk about it. Like ladder safety training right before your scaffold crew arrives. Use the included sign-in sheets to document the compliance and let them see what they're doing. Squirt, why'd you pick this one?
Man, we're always talking about toolbox talks. And, kind of like the thumbnail today, most of the time, some of these toolbox talks we get, all you hear is blah, 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 blah. This is a good resource to go and get different things that are current, because whenever your guys just keep hearing the same thing day after day, they start to tune that out. They just don't even think about that too much.
How many times have you been on the job site where as soon as the guy starts talking, you're like, you're done? It's like,
yes.
Didn't we hear that last week?
I heard this 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Do I really have to listen to this again already? Guys, get in here and find some fresh topics to talk about. And that's why I wanted to show this off, because a lot of us out there, we don't know where to get things like this. Because this is all free. You can click, like, look here, falls from heavy equipment. You can click into it. It'll actually open it up. It usually has a story, some examples, major things to remember. Like, here's Brent's story. Here you go. There's also some spots that you can actually log.
Make that bigger.
And talk. Oh, yes, again. Zoomed in.
There we go. No, appreciate it.
So, yeah, like here at the top, you've got the story, Then some questions that you can ask. It's interactive. It works both ways. This is what helps keep that crew involved in the safety talk you're actually having, and they learn from it. So pick out some talks that you haven't talked about that actually relate to the job site that you're on and share these with your crews. If you're not heavy equipment, this isn't going to make any sense, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Hop in here, look at this list. There's tons of them here. There's always something new to talk about. So like I said, do a 12-week plan of how you want this to look. Don't forget what seasons you're in. Think about that because different things relate. And whenever something changes, pull in a new one and pluck it in so that it's actually information that your guys need when they need it. It's okay to change some stuff out. That's right.
Current and relevant.
So that's why I wanted to kind of show this off. It's just a good resource. It's all free. Get on here and get you some unique toolbox talks that you haven't done before.
I love it.
There's some ergonomic ones also for the body, things like that. I always love mixing it up with my crews, and it keeps them involved and keeps them way more interested for sure. So,
pretty neat stuff.
A good one.
All right, business growth. Now, man, I love talking business growth. But this is one of my favorites, data-driven estimate reviews. Okay, now this is all about money. Specifically, your margin leaks hiding in your estimates. 20 minutes of structured review could save you 2 to 3 points of profit per job. And guys, 2 to 3 points adds up. Build a pre-bid checklist, labor factors per task, drive time, badging delays, small tools, consumables, mobilization, demobilization. What all do you have in there? You name it, make sure you understand how long it takes to do it. Then compare those estimates to similar closed jobs. How much time did you have there? Did it come out right? But you've also got to talk to the superintendent and say, hey, did you fudge these numbers any? Because a lot of times superintendents will. It's like,
shift
hey,
hours.
hey, it only took us 1 day to mobilize. We put in 4 days, but I'm going to shift those 3 days labor over here. Yep. And you don't really shift them. You hidey hole them. That way in that first week, the guys that are up working on the floor, well, I'm just going to charge your time to mobilization. Now we're getting further ahead. If you see a 10% variance, flag it and fix it. Let everybody know, look, this is what it really takes. Estimate risk multipliers. Will this job require weekend work? Railroad flaggers? Do we have to pay to shut down streets? Get cranes out there? Anything like that? Delays at secured gatehouses? Guys, put all that in your pricing. And decide early, are you buying or are you going to rent that compact freezing rig? Okay. We actually bought ice makers on our jobs at the airport. I bought ice makers because I didn't want my guy to have to run and get ice every day. It's like, it's taking him an hour a day. How long is it going to take me to pay for that ice maker? Not very freaking long.
Not long at all. Like we talked about that actually in the office. I was talking about it with our team. And it's like, no, we had ice makers in most job offices because we didn't want to have to deal with going and getting ice all the time. That machine pays for itself really quick, especially if it's a large job.
And the thing is, don't be afraid to ask for alternates. The client's going to ask for a lot of these anyway. And then as-built scans, load studies, maybe a shutdown sequence. Have you already put that stuff together? Show them that you are thinking ahead. They're going to see it and be like, you know what? He's thinking about a whole lot of things other people aren't even mentioning yet. And no general contractor wants you to lose money.
That's right.
They may not want you to make much, but they don't want you to lose money.
Yep.
Cap it off with a go and no-go sheet. What do we do? What do we not do? What is the number that makes us say, we can't do this job now? Include your cash flow curve and your bonding impact. Is this going to hurt you from getting a bigger job that may be coming up later that you're looking at that your bond may not stretch that far? Better to walk away from it early than regret it later. Because if you take on too much, it's going to cost you too much.
That's it. And a lot of this, like we were talking, you need the right people in the room to review it that know your company's historical data as to how different jobs go. Like I worked industrial. There were times I'd have 6 people in the room to go over a bid because I had shutdowns involved. So I needed this boss that thinks that way. I had transportation things going. I needed safety out here for this. I needed this person for this. And we'd get them all in the room to make sure every base was covered because you really have to catch it on that front end. And figuring out the right people to get in the room for an hour, 2 hours to do this quick job review can bring the right questions that definitely earn you extra points on that job. So something to keep in mind have the right people looking at it and reviewing it. And you've got to think about every aspect because there's so many parts to a job. Like I have some, look, oh no, this site is twice the labor. Why? Yeah. Well, there's badging. They have to do this. They have to wait for deliveries to be able to actually get them to move across the site. They've got to schedule this. They've got to wait for hot work permits every day. They got to do this, all these things. So we waste 4 hours a day to even be able to start the work. And it's like, oh, yeah, we definitely those 4 hours for every guy for every day to be covered in our bid. So you've got to think about
and some of the things like you talk about, like bringing people into the airport. It's liable to take 3 days to get them to go through their stuff. So you've got to figure that out, and you've got to understand that. Anybody who bids work at the airport and doesn't put it, and they're like, wait, we're losing a guy for almost a week. Every guy that comes out.
Wasn't it a week of safety training for the airport? That's got to be covered for every single man you may have to have on that job. So if you may need 108 people, you better include 108 weeks of training for people. Training.
Yes. And then another 54 weeks for the badging, the coming out, financial paperwork, all that. So now you're talking 200 weeks of work. You think that doesn't get expensive at, probably $3,000 a week? Yeah. All right, service work. Arrival windows and auto text. Now, I love this because I'm building a best practice group, or I'm part of that. And this one is great for the dispatchers. If you want fewer cancellations during your peak season, offer a 2-hour arrival window. Then follow up with an en route text showing a live technician map.
I love that.
It is so good. It's like, oh, he'll be here and he just pulled up.
When I order deliveries, I like being able to know because I've got a dog. I want to keep him inside so I can just come out and get the delivery myself. It makes it easy.
That's one thing Uber does. My car's almost here.
That's it.
Add an ID photo and a PPE note. That way, building security or anybody like that lets them in faster. If a technician is going to be more than 30 minutes late, do not wait. Send a value add text. Say, hey, look, I'm going to offer you 10% off the diagnostics fee or a free reschedule because we're late because Miss Johnson didn't have water and he stayed and got it on. Keep control of the customer experience. It's yours to define. If it's a good experience, it's because you made it good. If it sucks, it's because, just saying. Yeah. And then tag each job by skill tier. That way your A-techs don't waste time running basic filter swaps. And then don't forget to do a 360-degree inspection to talk about everything in the house. Ask about your next water heater flush, your panel torque, whatever it is. How long has it been since you've had an indoor air quality test? Just saying, I looked at your filter. It doesn't look good. Might be time to get this thing checked. And then track your first visit resolution rates per tech. When you send somebody out to a house, do they close? Do they get the job done? That's how you coach for efficiency and customer satisfaction. And guys, if you're not looking at things like this, if you're not thinking about, we talk all the time about each individual trade and what you should be doing. If you're in HVAC, you should be doing indoor air quality tests on every freaking house you walk in. Period. Why? Because normally indoor air quality sucks. And there's a great opportunity for you. UV filtration or UV sterilization. Guys, these things are amazing. If you can improve the air quality in somebody's house, you're doing good. Now the IoT, you already deal with a lot of wires, low voltage. Why not be the guy that understands the IoT, how to hook everything up, how to Bluetooth everything, how to tie it together? Electricians, whole house GFCIs on the panel. The new smart panels that talk to you. Hey, we got a loose wire here. Stuff's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Solar, wind turbines.
That's it. And the key to bring this back is forward communication with your customers. Mm-hmm. Okay, a little insight here. Don't wait till midnight to send out the email that says, oh, my guy didn't make it today. You'll see me in the morning.
Yeah, he'll be over there in the morning. No,
I was
already called
expecting
somebody
you
else.
yesterday midday.
Yeah.
I sent you the email earlier in the day trying to figure out when I should expect you. You want to reply at midnight. That's not a good way to do business.
Helping Hand Services. Good morning, fellas. How are you today? Good to see you in here.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
All right. MET, materials, equipment, and tools. compact pipe freezing rigs. Now, we don't have one of these yet.
We don't, but I'm going to tell you, like, I was talking with a plumber during training the other day, and we were talking about line freezes. He actually got to do one. Was having some issues. But a lot of people out there don't know that you can freeze a live line and not have a shutdown.
Wait, what?
And actually keep the water held back so you can make a repair and do some work.
How big's the biggest freeze you've ever done?
Okay, how would I bid?
Okay.
Because I bid some 14-inch freezes.
Okay. I did a 12 at the airport.
Yeah,
and to have them come out, and I mean, they got nitrogen tanks that are this big around.
So many doors for a large one like that.
Yeah. When I said tanks, more than one, and they're ready to bounce from one to the other. But it is freaky when you cut a piece of pipe open and you drop a flange and you've got your other assembly going, and you're looking in at a block of ice.
It's just a block of ice.
And it's like, what's holding it there? Because you know there's pressure on the other side of it.
That's right.
But there's some tools for compact pipe freezing rigs, and they're becoming more essential for live tie-ins, especially in facilities that can't afford shutdowns. And guys, I've worked in those facilities. I remember walking into Texas Instruments one day, and I turned in a bid for a job and said, well, here's the leak, and here's how long it'll take it to fix it. And, we can do it this Saturday. And they're looking at you like you're nuts. It's like, we'll do that on Christmas shutdown. It's like, I don't want my guys to shut down to come in on Christmas. And they're like, yeah, but that tool makes $1 million an hour. We're not shutting down till Christmas when they get a break.
That's it. Till
And
it's
it's
actually
like,
going down.
holy freaking Toledo.
That's it.
But your CO2 rigs, compare those to the little electric ones. What's the freeze time? What pipe size can it handle? Which one works best in confined spaces? Know the things that you need to know. And remember, at the end of the day, safety matters. Have relief valves. Vent it properly. Monitor your CO2 if you're indoors. One medical office retrofit froze a 1-inch line to out a ball valve. No hospital-wide shutdown required. Guys, that's the kind of stuff that they need. That's the kind of stuff that they want.
I feel like we did 2 and 2.5 inch all the time in existing buildings so that we didn't have to shut down anything below us. That could all keep running. Luckily, everything above was able to shut down, so it worked out good for us.
And the thing is, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm just going to buy this little machine and I'm going to make it work. Standardize your kits. Preload a cart with your freeze blankets, your probes, your signage, permits, anything you've got to have. Charge flat fees plus per freeze point. It beats time and material. And if you're still bidding stuff time and material, I mean, you're in trouble. Nobody wants to buy that.
Yep.
And when you're done, take photos. I wish I had photos looking inside a 12-inch pipe with a block of ice. I really do.
That first one that you see, it's just like, oh my gosh, and that's what's holding it. Just some ice.
It's crazy.
Yep. Sure is. You freeze it, it expands. It holds in place as long as you can keep it cold enough for long enough. And that's the parts that you actually have to know.
But the thing is, man, you take these pictures or take the videos, put them on your website. Show your work. Put them in the closeout packet. Say, that way the general contractor's like, man, they did some crazy stuff. Yeah, that's what we do.
Throw it on your social media. Just another day at the office freezing pipe, guys.
And this will help you avoid any disputes. Hey, look, we did shut it down. We did freeze it. We had to do all this. Start time, stop time. Cover yourself. But guys, learning to do the right thing for your business is not always easy to do. So that's why this video is sponsored by Residential Service Professionals. We're actually doing a masterclass tomorrow, a business intensive, where you're going to learn some great things about running a residential trades company. If you're a residential service company, you work in people's houses, we're putting together stuff you need to know. And we talked about stuff earlier like the automated text, the emails, the messaging, the scheduling, all that. We're automating all this and we're making it easier for you. If you want to learn more about the right ways to run your business, maybe you're already handcuffed to one of these best practice groups and you're like, oh, I can't get out of it. Yeah, they've got you locked in, but there are ways to get out. But you've got to learn what you can do better that'll help you get there. So if it's something you're interested in, and I don't think I tagged it up at the top this time, go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch. And if you'll do that, it will put you into where you'll know exactly what you need to do and how to do it. There it is right there. So go check it out. And we get to do this because of everything that we do on YouTube. Now, I started YouTube 7.5 years ago, and I started it to help grow my company. I got to tell you what, it worked. We grew it, we scaled it, and we sold it. If you want to learn how to use social media, how to use YouTube, how to use everything that's out there that will help you reach your customers and stay in front of them, there's not anybody in the United States that can't go onto YouTube and search plumbing, plumber, and find me. And we've tried.
Yep.
We've been to conferences. And I mean, literally, it's funny when you tell somebody, well, go to YouTube and search plumbing. And you're still talking about it. And they're like, holy Toledo. That's what they say. Holy Toledo.
They go, the mustache.
They say,
That's what they say.
What the what? You know, they see that big stash.
It's like, oh, wait, that's you.
Yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of the same one that's right here. But guys, here's the thing. Learning to do social media can grow your business. It takes the control away from the marketing company and lets you have more control of it. Now, I'm not going to say we didn't use marketing after that, but I can't control how many times a day a video's viewed. But when I put it out there and it gets up to where right now I think we're getting, is it 100? No. About 100,000 views a day, just under. Right now, just on YouTube. That's not what we share anywhere else. But guys, if you're getting stuff like that, you're going to get calls. You're going to learn to make your phone ring. So if you want to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com and I'll teach you how to do the things that I learned to do to grow my business.
That's it. Everybody, we'd also like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode. Guys, honestly, it's the gear that we trust when it's time to find slab leaks and you don't know where they're at. Okay. I've trained tons of guys this year already. It's been great. They all leave. I love when they leave because they're so excited to go and do a leak detection at home. I talked to them a couple weeks later. They're like, dude, I'm 3 for 3. I've done paid for training. Everything's good. So guys, put the right tools in your vehicles. If you're a plumber, you're scared of doing leak detection, give me a call. I'll train you. I'll give you the confidence to go out and do it yourself.
And the cool thing about that, Randy, is look, me, myself, I've seen it. Crews spend 4 hours using old methods. They're chasing their tails around. They don't know what they're doing, and they get out there and do it. And look, I love that we sell LeakPro. That's great. I think it's the most precise system out there. But the training is where it's at, because that gives you the confidence to say, wow, I can do this.
That's it. And guys, if you want to talk about training, I do a 2-day training out here. I've got a slab with 11 leaks under it. We run through multiple times. In 2 days, you'll do 30 to 50 leak detections out here. No problem.
Or maybe 10 or 15. If you're like, dude, I'm nailing it. Okay.
That's it. We go through, I do line locating. I do the pinpoint leak detection under the slab, outside of the slab, even in sewer systems, all from the double clean out outside of the home. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd love to talk to you about the training. But if you're interested in just checking out the equipment, you can visit our website, leak.pro. I always suggest taking a look at the complete kit. It comes with both pieces of equipment that we build. It's the business in a box. It's got you covered. That probe for your outdoor leaks, kind of that meter to the home, irrigation lines, things like that. Stainless rod, super durable. But then we like that sidekick when you go inside of a home. It's easy to find the valves that are actually screaming and know exactly which line's leaking in the house really quick. Then you go through listening along the slab or even on driveways, patios, things like that. That sidekick's what helps you pinpoint, locate under the concrete. So check out the complete kit at our website. One more time, it's leak.pro. And love to talk to you.
And the cool thing is, look, we got a call the other day. One of our trainees used LeakPro's complete kit, found the leak in less than 45 minutes. That's pulling up, walking in, pulling out the equipment, using it the way he was taught. It works. All right, Helping Hands Handyman Service is Title 24 in California, covers all this. I'm sure you're talking about the safety stuff and all that. Yep. Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing and Squirt. What's up, brothers? Happy Thursday. You have to learn to be the customer's hero. Then communication will take you. Yeah, look, communication takes time. I get it. But once you get it, oh my God, it's so good. If you guys, in your guys' opinion, what's the focus point on the emerging technology that we should be focused on? the new stuff to expect in the future. Well, AI, and anytime you can tie AI, and that's why we literally started Residential Service Professionals. We've teamed up with an AI company that man, they saw it. They saw our vision. So they're putting all that together for us. But if you're a plumber, slab leaks, leak detection, whole house water filtration, if you're not doing that, you're losing money. If you're an HVAC tech, indoor air quality and the IoT, how do you get everything to communicate together? If you're an electrician, whole house GFCI panels, guys, why not? The new automated panels, the magic ones, the ones that communicate with you.
Smart panels.
And then solar and geothermal. I'm not geothermal, wind turbines. Why aren't you the guy installing those? Become the guy in your neighborhood that knows how to do all that stuff.
That's it. And we talk about a lot of things that are coming, but the major is embrace it and go for it. Like, that's the key. Keep up with the new things, but focus on things that help free up more of your time. Whether that's tools, that's software, that's automations, all these different things. The key these days, we don't have enough people in the trades. We need more time so that we can actually spend in it. And that's the things I would focus on.
The customers, Matt says, the customer is usually happy that you communicate with them. Usually. Go LeakPro.
I was going to say almost always, but
And
man, some
that
of
is
them,
wild. Yeah, some of them don't want you to communicate with
yeah,
them.
they don't want to talk to anybody.
All right, MEP, heat pump water heaters at scale. If you're installing heat pump water heaters in retrofits, there's two big gotchas. Is there enough power? Is there enough space? Start with your load map. Are there enough amps? I remember the first time I installed an electric tankless water heater. Like, yeah, we can do it, but you're going to need more power. And she's like, well, I didn't plan on more power. Okay. Are there enough breaker slots? You might need to add sub panels before that green tech pays off. Guys, going green, it may cost you in the beginning, but the ROI is going to be worth it. Watch for condensate challenges, especially in winter climates. The ducted HPWH units and the buffer tanks can help. And if you're not looking at the high performance water heaters, you need to be. Guys, become the guy that helps people save money. Give them options. And if you're working in multifamily, vibration, noise control, things like that, make sure you're looking at everything. Spec curbs and isolators early. If you're setting new units on a roof, are the curbs going to support it? We looked at curbs yesterday or the day before in roofing. And finally, tie all this into your BMS, your building management system. That's where you unlock the demand response and the utility rebates. Commissioning checklists should be verified, and your design temps and all that. Make sure that everything fits right in your first month energy draw. Did it do what you tell them it would do? Because if it doesn't, they're not going to be very happy that they just paid a lot of money for all this, and it's not showing them the savings that you told them would pay for it.
That's it. And I've seen a lot of upgrades, schools, homes, hotels, resorts. I mean, we've seen it all. Where you're taking boilers and you're wrecking them out and you're putting in water heater packages to replace boilers. And it's working these days, guys. Why? Because they can actually keep up. But like I said, there's those gotchas. You got to check on the power. You got to make sure you got a big enough footprint, things like this. You've got to make sure you've got space because this is retrofit. And one of the toughest parts about retrofit, having enough room for what they really want. Because most of the time they don't. So you've got to come up with some other options for them on how we can gain that room or how we can create it.
And, you know, this is really neat because I remember working at First United Methodist in downtown. We went in and tore out a boiler that was probably as long as my office and this room.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet. And we put in 3 boilers and a 4th pad to where they could add one later if they want it. And these 3 boilers are literally on pads, probably 24 to 30 inches wide, 8 feet long.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's 3 of them. And I remember when the PM walked in one day and I looked at it, I'm like, dude, is this going to do as much as that boiler did? And he said, no. I said, really? He said, no, it's going to do more.
Yep.
And I'm like, are you serious? I said, dude, what's changed? He said, just technology.
That's it. Hey, computers used to be as big as that boiler. Yeah, now it's a phone.
Yeah. We got more computing power here than NASA had when they sent the spaceship off.
That's passing off everywhere, guys.
Isn't that crazy?
I think it's awesome. I love it. Like, think about our nuclear power generators that we're talking about now. Like, that's everything this does. Oh, it's on this trailer, and it's going to power the whole city. It just blows my mind at where everything is actually headed. And that's the stuff I like to check out on and keep
Absolutely. Helping Hands Handyman Services heading out for the day. Stay safe out there, everyone. Absolutely, brother.
Sir, have a good day.
All right, Squirt, MEP. I mean, where the work is. And this is going to affect a lot of MEP people.
It is. This is something different. Like, hydrogen hub.
Crazy.
Okay. Let's look at emerging markets. Hydrogen hubs are gaining steam. And early packages, they're going out now, guys. And these aren't full process packages yet, okay? We're seeing site utilities, conduit runs, perimeter security, some MV pads, and prefab shelters for analyzers.
So cool.
Material matters here, okay? Expect some 316 stainless, oxygen clean tubes, ISO labeled piping. Oh, I love ISOs. Now that switch flipped in my head a long time ago. Also, don't skip the QA, okay? You're going to have hydro testing. You're going to have helium leak checks. You're going to have intrinsically safe devices are all required. It can't send current all the way through everything. It's got to be able to stop it, keep everything separate. But this is the teaming territory. Local GCs, specialty tube welders, and controls integrators with process safety know-how. I got some of that.
Mm-hmm.
But right now is the time to pre-hire. Don't be trying to hire me, y'all. I'm tied up and busy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank God.
But your crew is going to need some TWIC, some has
Whopper. Yep.
And OSHA 10. OSHA 10 bare minimum. You're probably going to need a 30 for whoever's running the work.
OSHA 30 based on hydrogen.
That's right. And honestly, owners are tight on the documentation. Redline every change and build those loop folders daily.
Yeah.
You've got to keep track of everything going on whenever you're getting into this world. And it's a new world opening up. I love new worlds sometimes. And process piping is one of my favorite things. So all you industrial guys out there, fitters and welders, man, this should be a good one.
You know, it was so neat, Randy, going to work out at Texas Instruments, because it's like, what is a DI water system?
Yeah.
How's it work? What's it for? And then it became the data centers. Well, hey, we need 25 crack units over here.
Air Liquide.
And it's like, what's a crack unit?
Yeah.
Computer room air conditioning. Well, why didn't y'all say that? Well, we did. It's called a crack unit.
I've had to set a bunch of those.
And I've had to hook up a bunch
on raised floors where you got to lift them up off the floor, up 18 inches to actually set it on the frame. It's really cool, though. Like,
it's neat stuff.
It's good work. That's it.
And it's fun to learn new things. All right. Instructor training. This is your ride up.
Hey.
How come you pull this stuff in all the time? I mean, this is like you picked it.
Because I was in this VR world the other day. No, I'm kidding, guys. But I love this thought. VR and AR confined space and lockout practice. Now, my major here is the confined space side.
Okay.
How do you know if you're good in a confined space? You really don't until you get into a tight, cramped space. But if we put you in a VR tight, cramped space and you start to panic, guess what? We can pull those goggles off and you're perfectly fine and safe. We know never put you in a confined space.
Absolutely.
You can quickly find out. I think that's really cool. And if you really want to take the risk out of training, run your confined space.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I was looking at comments and all this.
Run your confined space and your lockout drills in VR. And even the lockout, I love that because guess what? If they didn't shut the power off right and you blast the steam in their face, they're not going to die from it, but it's really going to freak them out and go, holy crap, that could have melted my eyeballs. But use site-specific photos that actually simulate real panels, lockout points, and those hazard zones that they need to be aware of. And you can also give each trainee a scorecard for tracking the time, the sequence, and the device use, how often they're doing this and dealing with it. Let them rotate the roles also and coach each other. Not just, oh, I'm here to learn and I'm here to listen. No, no, no. You teach that guy too. And y'all teach each other and learn from each other, because it honestly, learning really does stick whenever it's peer to peer.
It's so much better.
It is. It's easier on the instructor too. That's the thing I like about this, and that's why this is part of it. But don't forget, no pass, no permit. That's how you reinforce that responsibility. Okay?
If you can't do it right, you don't get to be on the shutdown crew.
That's it. And I love this for that confined space, like I said, because I've noticed as I've gotten a little older, I'm a little more nervous about a confined space. I think it's just I got more to live for, so it's kind of like, oh, hold on. When I was younger, didn't bother me at all, but now I notice it a little different. My brain thinks different about it.
Now that you have a kid, it's like, you know what? I kind of like to be home for them. It's like,
sometimes. Hold on, do I really need to be in this hole, or could somebody else be in this hole? Like, and that's just what happens. But I'm still okay. I can still crawl in a hole and get some work done. I assure you.
Is Bentley in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the
I just threw the truck, so I didn't know if he was coming in. There we go. Thought I heard him move. But that's how you reinforce the responsibility. And then track improvement over 90 days and promote your top performers to the field mentors. They can be the champion of that system. Safety culture starts in the trailer. And guys, if you're not thinking about your team in advance, how do you train them? How do you make them better? How do you help them? There's a problem. It really is.
That's it. And like, I love the VR and the AR. I really do. And that's why I like to bring it up, because I see how many advantages it can bring, and not having to actually build a space for them to do this. You can virtually build that space and they can do it, and you can see how they perform at doing the task and things like that.
Talking about you, he says you got the crack.
Yeah, always.
And this is Thursday.
It is Tequila Thursday.
I love it. Okay, specialty. Rail electrification. Traction power basics. Electricians and linemen both, they're curious about rail electrification. Now, this niche is growing. We actually talked about it earlier about the bid packages coming out, where the work is. You'll be working with substations, negative returns, bonding, grounding grids, and overhead catenary systems. And guys, if you're not familiar with this stuff, get familiar with them. Civil scopes include foundations, duct banks, power runs to the signal huts, everything. And safety is intense here. You've got to stay current. You've got to stay up to date. If you're not doing these things, you're going to be up the creek. Touch potential. Know your SCADA coordination with the rail dispatch and all this stuff. That's mission critical. You've got to understand how to do it, how to install it, how to talk about it, how to communicate about it, and make sure you've got everything documented. Prefabrication is going to be a lifesaver, one of Randy's favorites.
Yes.
Substation skids, your feeder cabinets, your messenger wire assemblies, anything that you can prefab is going to help you get in and out quicker. You'll test everything from insulation resistance to your SCADA points. Build your team. Combine people that are good at substations, okay? Maybe your fiber crews, maybe your signal techs. Find people that work safely around live rail systems. Guys, trains don't just stop on a dime. It's not just like, oh, you just step out in front. It's like, oh, he'll stop. Bet.
There's a lot of things that you've got to put in order to be able to block off rails, lock down rails to where you are guaranteed that a car will not come down that track. There's a lot of hoops you've got to jump through to make things like that happen. And this is the major things is that's why you want to find some people that are used to this world. If this is something new you're trying to get into. But it really is a good specialty working around all the rails, because when you find a good GC that's always working on them, guess what? They love hiring the same people that they know work safe around these places. And that's why I wanted to bring this in a little more, because you guys don't just think just the trains. Now we've got dart rails, subways, all these things. It's the same thing, just a little different. It's not a motorized engine. It's all electric and stuff. And I think it's really cool. And, before long, we're going to have the magnetic bullet train or whatever. Like, there's so many things coming. That's why I think it's really cool to go ahead and kind of get involved in this, because they're going to start doing more and more stretches, faster and faster cars before long. So could be a good one to think about in the future.
It's anytime you can learn something new and how to expand into something new is phenomenal. All right, social media spotlight, HVAC school. Now, this week's social spotlight is good. If you want to brush up on superheat, A2L safety, or low ambient control, this account delivers. The best posts break down charging by weight versus performance, or how to prevent flooding compressors during shoulder seasons. Okay, there's a lot of that you can learn from a channel like this. Assign one video a week to your apprentices. Every show that I go to, I have apprentices come up and say, my instructor shows us your videos every night. Yep. I have instructors come up to me and say, thank God for your video. I can show them the right way to do it in the field. Then you quiz them on 3 job-relevant questions before the toolbox meetings. Even non-HVAC trades can benefit. Electrical crews get motor control refreshers. Plumbers installing heat pump water heaters learn integration tips. Let us know what your favorite tip that you've picked up is after you watch the HVAC school. We want to know because we do think it's good stuff.
That's it. And guys, this channel, it's just a good online resource. That's all HVAC related, teaching you things, how to do things, how to use different parts and pieces. And I think that's really cool. They've been doing this since 2016 with over 432,000 subs, over 1,000 videos, and just getting really close to that 44 million views.
I wish I'd have started in 2016.
Yeah. But guys, this one here, honestly, it's classes. It's teaching. And that's why, it's like, look, use these in your classes if you're an instructor out there, because you can actually learn some things. And like we had questions earlier, comments, what should we keep an eye out for? Things like that. Check out some of these videos and stuff, because they talk about the current things coming out in the market. A lot of these social media guys we've seen at trade shows and bumped into them, talked to them, chat with them, because they're all doing the same thing we do, trying to get the right information out there to help you in the long run. And the more that we can get on here and teach stuff like that, I love their packaging. You can tell these are instructional, educational, to actually teach you things. They get some good discussions going on, things like that, and actually dig into some things. So I think that's really cool. Estimating tips and software. They talk about a little bit about everything from the field to the office side. So it's kind of a variety, kind of like we do. We don't talk just one part and piece. We like to talk multiple parts and pieces.
And I love this way their thumbnails look, that they have same colors that they go together. It all looks good. I think they stole your logo colors.
They did. They saw LeakPro and said, let me have it.
Hey, I'll take it.
Most popular, how to evacuate an AC system, full vacuum procedures. I've watched guys do this, man. I've seen them throw those things into buckets of water and stuff because they were getting so hot. The vacuum down pumps and stuff. It's pretty neat at some of the different ways that different techs deal with things. But like refrigeration cycle 101, talking about the basics. And I think that's kind of how I found this one. I came across this when I'd search basics of refrigeration. And the HVAC school came out. I'm like, you know what? While bringing them in again, it's been a little while since I've talked about it. Because I like to go in and learn things. So that's how I've been trying to find some of the social media channels lately. I've been asking a question and then seeing what comes up and trying to give the best solution that I got.
I like this because if you look like compressor basics, as a certified HVAC tech, I can tell you that's normally the thing that fails on an AC unit. Yep. You can normally run down and buy those. And you look down here, increasing your diagnostic skills. If you get in and learn the critical diagnostics for your residential HVAC, if you've got a voltmeter, you can do stuff like this.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I saw that and I'm like, man, that's a big deal to me.
Yes. Some of the oldest videos, how they got started, grazing with and without nitrogen, showing you the difference from back then. I love that to see the buildup and stuff. The difference.
Oxidation.
It is crazy. Preventing wire rub out on every service call, because we know that the wiring inside the systems, there's always vibration. It's always moving. So you've got to prevent the wires from shorting out on each other or the equipment, because that's a major problem that they have. How to use and adjust a TXV or TEV, temperature fluctuated control device in a refrigeration system. I've actually installed a few of those myself. As funny as that is. It's cool being a pipe fitter. You get to work on a couple different things in the systems. It's a fun thing when you're working with those HVAC techs. See what we got over here in shorts. Sure Switch by Copeland. You know, Copeland's been around forever. So just some, different conversations, kind of customer conversation. How do you deal with problems and issues? We talk about that a lot on this channel because if you are a service tech out there, you have to know how to communicate that with that customer the right way and not take that pissed off customer the wrong way. Because if you deal with it the wrong way,
it can get bad.
It can turn out horrible. So a lot of these, it looks like it's a lot of discussions and stuff, kind of little tidbits, a little quick learning, I bet, for their shorts, which is great. One of the most popular, pressure switch diagnosis, compound cooling, semi-hermetic compressors, little quick learning tidbits. And these really do work wonderful in the trades because even whenever I'm scrolling them, I'll stop and listen to that little 60-second clip to learn something real quick about somebody else's trade even. Doesn't have to be mine. I just like to get the information and knowledge. So a really cool way to do it. I kind of like that approach, something different.
Neat stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and look, one of the most popular was one of the first ones they did. So pretty freaking cool.
That makes it nice because that normally doesn't happen.
I know. So HVAC school, guys, if you're interested, curious about it, anything like that, man, get on there, check it out. Do some learning, learn some new things.
And if you're not learning new things, stuff like that, there's a problem. So, let me double check something here and make sure that this sent. Looks like it sent, didn't it?
Looks like it.
Put that address again. Just resend it, please.
This one?
No.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, right there. Stop. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So we'll see if we're trying to get there she is. Looky here. She found it. And I got to grab headphones so we can actually hear.
I got to order a splitter here.
All right. Julie, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
You know what? Doing wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to start off here because best practice is marketing. The plumber with 135 million views. That's right. That's not luck. It is strategy. So I took my knowledge from the job site and turned it into a global brand. I didn't just go viral. I found out how to go intentional. From starting and running a plumbing company, launching a massive YouTube channel, to running multiple businesses. I've cracked the code on marketing for the trades. I know what it takes. I know how to help them grow. I teach the exact steps that I use to build a brand that beats pricing objectives and a reputation that fuels constant leads. I don't just talk theory. I study it, I implement it, and I believe it. If you're relying on word of mouth, you're gambling. Get off that roller coaster. And if you can, be in Dallas tomorrow and go book your spot. I've got it pinned to the top, residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch. But book your spot, reserve your seat for the August 22nd business intensive, and learn from the plumber who became a household name by doing things the right way, and learn from the business coach that helped me do it. Julie, how are you today?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
So excited about tomorrow.
I know we got a business intensive going tomorrow.
Yep.
Tell me about it. I know you've been working on the books. What all are they going to learn tomorrow?
So we are going to learn about 5 pillars. We're going to learn about leadership because, a company is only as great as its leader, right? So we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about operations and the systems and processes that help your business run. We're going to learn about people. And, Zig Ziglar said, we don't build companies, we build people, and people build companies. So we're going to spend some time on that. We're also going to talk about finance and accounting and knowing your numbers. Clarence Avant said, and know your numbers, right? There's nothing more important than numbers. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to have you talk about marketing and branding because you really cornered the market on when it comes to marketing and branding. And we're going to talk about that all tomorrow. In other words, we're going to take you from being a technician or a business owner into being the CEO of your business.
And what I like about this, Julie, is look, we've been working with another company about implementing a lot of artificial intelligence that
Yes.
can actually give these business owners their time back.
Mhm.
And we're going to be talking about that tomorrow.
Yep. So this is the 21st century, right?
It is.
And so it was not the 1900s. And so we are going, we have this, I was talking with a client just this morning. I was on a call right before this, and I was talking about this software and how important it is because it speeds things up. And it is so cost effective, and you don't have to wait 3 or 4 weeks or 2 months to get things back. It happens immediately, and it helps you run your business so much more efficiently.
And I like this because we've been part of a best practice group together.
Yep.
You've coached at a best practice group. I've
Yep.
been involved with other best practice groups. I've spoken at a lot of the best practice groups. And a lot of these best practice groups are teaching things still that they were teaching 35 years ago. And we're looking at how do we expand? How do we teach people how to communicate, how to build their company, not build the cookie cutter company that all these best practice groups lock them into and say, this is the only way to do it.
Right. Right. Every company is different. It's like our marketing companies. When we had the plumbing company, they just wanted to take us and put us into their box.
Yep.
We're all different. And so it's going to be more of a customized approach to coaching and figuring out what's best for your company.
All right. Well, Julie, I am looking forward to seeing you tomorrow over there. Everybody's got the link, residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch.
Yep.
And this is where you come to our business intensive. It's going to be good.
So excited. Thank you for having me on, Roger.
All right.
Hi, Randy.
Julie, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Y'all have a great day tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys, we get to do what we get to do because of everything that we started doing just over 7 years ago, social media. I learned about YouTube. I learned that I could help it grow my business. If you think that you would like to grow your business, I highly recommend doing it. Okay. Learn to do social media. Take things back into control for you. That's why I put together a webinar for you. Go to justmattroger.com. Check it out. YouTube is not the problem. It's that voice inside your head telling you YouTube won't work for you, because it will work for you. And if you do it right, in the next few years, YouTube will be doing more for your business than your website is. So like I said, go to justmattroger.com, check it out, and then let me know what you thought about that.
That's it. Everybody, we would like to thank LeakPro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. It's the business in a box, has everything that we build, and it's going to cover you for a leak detection that you show up to do, whether it's underground or under a slab. But also, if you don't know how to do a leak detection and you want to learn our process, give me a call, because I offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas, where I'll teach you how to locate lines, pinpoint locate leaks under a slab, outside of a slab, even how to determine exactly where a sewer system's leaking, all from that double clean out outside of the home. So if this is something that interests you and you're tired of losing out on leak detection calls, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and let's discuss the equipment, the training, and how it can actually help you in your world, because that's what we want to do.
Love it. Matt McDonough says, I'm from Vegas. Gambling is in my blood. That's why God created OT. Absolutely.
That's what OT's for.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Go LeakPro.
Yeah,
absolutely,
baby.
brother. Guys, we love what we get to do, and we get to do this because of y'all. The fact that y'all show up every day, the fact that you visit with us, the fact that you come in. TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, YouTube. Got to get them all. I think I did. Guys,
Maybe.
we get to hang out with y'all, and we love that y'all come hang out with us. Come back tomorrow. It'll be fun. I'll be live from a business intensive. I'll talk to you and tell you what's going on there. And Squirt will be here in the studio, so it may be Freaky Friday. You never know.
I mean, never.
It could happen. It could happen. Guys, we love y'all being here. Remember, whatever you do today, do it safe and have fun out there.
That's it. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Hope to see you back in here tomorrow. I'll be holding down the fort here. We'll get them remote. Get out there and hit it effing hard, guys. You know we will. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.